You're looking right now at the P-51 Mustang, and this variant of it was basically, in my opinion, probably the best fighter of the war. Why was that? Well, you have to look at what it was designed to do and what it actually accomplished. Did it do what it says on the tin? And there is rather a lot of tin for this aeroplane. So, from the front, it's got a Rolls-Royce Merlin onto a US designed airframe, but an airframe that was actually designed to an RAF specification. Everybody thinks this is an American airplane. It was the RAF that put out the specification for the original P-51, but it came over basically with a dodgy engine. So it was a bit of a dog. Suddenly they put the Merlin on it and everybody went, oh my God, this fighter can not only fight and go to high altitude, it can lift a moose, which is exactly what they put underneath the wings, except it wasn't a moose, it was a moose full of petrol, which would take it all the way into the heart of Germany with drop tanks. They drop the tanks in combat, fight off the German fighters, and all of this was done now at high altitude. So you were really up there at 30,000 feet with contrails. It was almost the beginning of the jet era, but using piston aircraft. Incredibly heavily armed, with cannons, with 0.5-inch machine guns, massive weight of shot on the German fighters. It had to fight the fighters. This was not going, there were no German bombers coming over anymore. This was a fighter killer and an escort fighter for the bomber streams. And it saved so many lives amongst the B-17 formations going over in daylight. The B-17, of course, had previously been unprotected, while now the bomber formations could really do some damage and come back home and live to bomb again. If you look at a few things that are different to the original P-51 Mustang, it has this bubble canopy, again, very reminiscent of early jet fighters. So everything now is going towards the jet. And of course, the Germans came up with the jet first in the war, but very shortly we were talking jets worldwide in combat. So this aeroplane, still today, one of the fastest piston aeroplanes in the world. And if you want to go to the Reno air races and see Mustangs, they're flying around doing 500 miles an hour, virtually at sort of like grass level. So that's what an incredible aeroplane this is. But what made it possible was the Merlin.